Hey guys, welcome to Jaxbeautifulyou. Today I have a super fun video. I'm super excited to film this video today because I'm going to be talking about my favorite notes in perfumery and my favorite perfumes with that note. So I'm super excited, although this was so difficult to choose because I love so many different notes. So many. I didn't realize how many notes I have on my radar, and it was just so difficult for me to choose. So if you want to see a part 2 of this, I definitely have more notes that I love than just these, but I stuck to around, I think, about 13 to kind of keep this video manageable. If you're new here, hi, my name is Jackie. Thank you so much for clicking on my thumbnail today. I truly appreciate you being here, and I really hope that you will consider subscribing to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you are notified every time I upload. I try to upload at least 2 videos per week. And of course, to all of my returning subscribers, thank you guys so much for all of your support. I appreciate you so much. And without further ado, let's get into this video. Alright guys, the very first note we're going to talk about is an obvious note. It's a note that is loved by many, and it is vanilla. Now there are a lot of different vanillas out there. I'm not going to get into all the different kinds of vanilla, but my favorite vanilla in my collection, hands down, is by the House of Guerlain, and this is Spiritueuse Double Vanille. This is such a classy and sophisticated and elegant vanilla. This is not a cupcakey vanilla. This isn't a gourmand vanilla, although I do enjoy those and have plenty of those in my collection. But this is just a different kind of vanilla. This is something I would feel comfortable wearing for a special occasion, a formal event. This is a very grown-up vanilla in my opinion. Sometimes when you have a really gourmand, sticky sweet vanilla, sometimes, you know, it's more of a playful fragrance. This is definitely something that I would consider wearing to something more special. I feel like this is a special vanilla and a very special fragrance for sure. So this has a lot of booziness in the opening, so you have to be into that. You have to like boozy. I think there's rum in the opening, and then there is a little bit of some incense, some resinous vibes in the fragrance, lots and lots of vanilla again, but not super sweet vanilla, and then there's woodiness in the base. I pick up a lot of woodiness in the dry down, so it's a woody vanilla. Honestly, you guys, if I had to get rid of all of my vanillas in my collection, God forbid, and only kept this one, I would be okay, because this is just so gorgeous, just absolutely stunning. Some people don't think it's worth it because the performance isn't amazing, but I don't care. I just overspray and I enjoy that scent bubble, and I don't even care because it smells so good to me. So this is hands down my favorite vanilla. That is by the House of Guerlain, Spiritueuse Double Vanille. Alright, up next we have tobacco. Now this is a note that I have recently been loving, just recently been gravitating towards, and I didn't even know I liked tobacco until, yeah, just I'd say probably the last 6 months. I have been discovering it and just absolutely loving it. And this was very difficult for me because okay, so I was going to pick Herod from Parfums de Marly. If you've been watching my channel, you know I fell madly in love with that fragrance. However, I found another tobacco fragrance that has pushed it out of the way. Don't get me wrong, I still love Herod, but this fragrance makes me want to die inside because it's so good. This is by Argos, and this is Triumph of Bacchus. I cannot even explain to you how much I love this fragrance. This is like a masterpiece. I know this is super hyped on YouTube right now, and I am sorry to be adding to the hype. Well, I'm not really sorry to be adding to the hype because you love what you love, and I'm just super passionate about this fragrance, and I think it's amazing. Like, I paid for this with my own money. Well, my husband paid for this with his own money. I got it for my birthday, but oh my gosh, I wasn't sure about this one either. I was kind of scared about this fragrance, but I am so glad I took the chance. This was a blind buy. So glad I took the chance on this because it is worth every single bit of hype. And this has amazing performance. So there's booziness in here, there's green apple in here, there's a lot of tobacco. Some people say that it smells like Mancera's red tobacco, which it does, but I feel like this is way smoother and a lot more unisex. Mancera's red tobacco tobacco leans a little too masculine for me. This is more on the unisex side. As a woman, I feel completely comfortable wearing this. This is very ambery and warm. There's a lot of vanilla. There's a lot of saffron in the opening. It's just a rich, boozy, yummy tobacco fragrance that I just adore. Smells so good. If you're a woman and you're scared of tobacco, give this a try. That green apple in here, there's also white peach, I believe. There's a fruitiness in this fragrance that kind of sweetens it up and helps it to not feel overly masculine, at least to me. And the vanilla in the base really helps to give it a sweetness and a smoothness as well. So don't be too scared of the tobacco. You do have to like a boozy fragrance because this does have a boozy touch to it, which I absolutely love, and I think it's perfection. This is a perfect fragrance, amazing performance, and it is now my favorite tobacco in my collection. So that is by the House of Argos, Triumph of Bacchus. Okay, up next we have cinnamon. Cinnamon is a well-loved, I have a lot of perfumes with cinnamon in it, but my favorite cinnamon is by far Angel Share by Kilian. So this is my favorite perfume of all time. I still, even with Triumph of Bacchus, I still love this one the most. Triumph of Bacchus is really, really close, and I have another one in here that's really, really close to this one as well. And Herod was also really close to this one. Anyway, this one still reigns supreme for me. I just absolutely love it. Now this smells like a very boozy, again, cinnamon apple pie. There are no apple notes in here though, but it's just, that's what it translates to me. It's like an ooey gooey, sweet, cinnamon, boozy apple pie. But just when you think it's going to be too gourmand and too sweet, at least for me, there's oak in the base that helps to round the fragrance out and give it something else, you know, besides just a sweet, sweet, gourmand apple pie vibe. I think the oak is perfect in here, and I just enjoy this one so much. I usually only wear this in the fall and winter because it's a very holiday scent. It smells to me like coming home for the holidays, which is why I think I love it so much. It just makes me feel at home. It makes me feel at peace. It makes me feel like it's Christmas time and I'm with the people I love and we're having apple pie and drinking booze. You know, who doesn't love that, right? I just love this perfume so much. This is a beast on me, and I just love Angel Share. So the cinnamon in here is very strong. You definitely have to like cinnamon in order to enjoy this fragrance, but if you like cinnamon like I do, if you like boozy fragrances, if the idea of smelling like boozy cinnamon apple pie sounds appealing to you, then get your nose on Angel Share by Kilian. All right, we have Rose. Now this was very, very difficult for me because Rose, I have a lot of Rose fragrances in my collection that I just absolutely love, and I'm just gonna have to go with this one. This is it. I can't deny it. This is by the House of Thameen, and this is Peregrina. I have fallen so in love with this perfume, and when I first tried this, I had a sample of it. I thought it smelled really, really good, but I didn't think it was worth the hype, and I didn't think it was worth the money, and I wasn't going to buy it. But I sprayed it on, and by the end of the night, I was obsessed. And there's something magical about this. You have to put it on your skin. Don't just spray this on the back of your hand or on a piece of paper and then just be like, oh, it's not that great. It's not that special. Just spray it on you and wear it, okay? Just trust me, okay? It's amazing. At least for me, it just really mixes well with my skin chemistry, and I was getting these wafts all through the night, and I just had to have a bottle by the time I was done. You know, by the end of the night, I knew that this was going to be my fragrance. But this is a beautiful rose fragrance. This is a warm ambery rose with some caramel. Now the caramel in here is done to perfection. It is not thick. It is not super sweet. It is almost kind of like a thin caramel vibe that matches perfectly with the ambery warm rose. There's also white florals in here as well, and everything just feels like it's done to perfection. There's vanilla in here. There's some powdery notes as well, but I don't find it to be overly powdery, but I do get some powderiness to this fragrance. There's also a little bit of myrrh that I pick up in here, and the myrrh is just beautiful. It helps to add to that warm warm, resinous, kind of ambery touch. The rose in here is just absolute perfection. It's a modern rose. It smells very modern to me. It doesn't smell overly jammy. It's like a cross between a realistic rose and a jammy rose, but it's not overly one way or another. That's one of the things I noticed about this perfume, is that nothing is done over the top. Everything seems to be in its place and makes sense and just in the perfect amount. It's hard to explain. You got to get your nose on this one and check it out, but I have fallen so in love with this. I absolutely love the bottle. I love the magnetic cap, and I do think this perfume is amazing. So this is my favorite rose fragrance in my collection. That is by the house of Thameen Peregrina. Okay, let's talk about Tuberose. I am a huge Tuberose lover, and nobody's going to be surprised about my favorite Tuberose scent. I'll quickly go through it. This is by Giorgio Armani, and this is My Way. This is the original Eau de Parfum. I love the entire My Way range, including the new one, but that one's less Tuberose and more iris. This one is all about the Tuberose. For sure. There's a lot of orange blossom in here as well, but the tuberose is definitely the star of the show. This is a bubblegum, kind of grapey tuberose to my nose. There's vanilla in the base. Yeah, I do pick up a lot of that orange blossom too, though, so it's not just tuberose, but oh my gosh, I love this perfume. Every time I smell this, I'm always so happy. My husband loves this one on me. I think this might be his favorite at the moment. He compliments me every time I wear it. It's amazing performance. This will last you all day. If you love tuberose, you definitely need to get your nose on this. Great performance, fantastic fragrance. This is a fragrance that I feel like I could pick anytime, anywhere, any place, and it would never let me down. I'm always going to enjoy it, and I just love this one. So that is by Giorgio Armani My Way. All right, up next, let's talk about patchouli. Patchouli is a note in perfumes that I love, but I am picky about patchouli. Not all patchouli is the same for me. There is that dirty, earthy patchouli, and I don't care for that. I like patchouli that is warm, almost smells even clean. It just gives a fragrance a lot of depth and a lot of even kind of like a little bit of darkness. That's the type of patchouli that I like, and the patchouli that is my favorite, I feel like this house does patchouli like no one else, is the house of Chanel, and my very favorite Chanel patchouli based fragrance is Coco Mademoiselle Intense. This is such a gorgeous, gorgeous fragrance, and I do like the original Coco Mademoiselle, but the Intense version has extra vanilla and extra patchouli, and I just think it is stunning. Oh, this is such a classic, iconic, beautiful masterpiece of a perfume. I feel like I'm throwing the word masterpiece around all willy-nilly, which I don't like to do, but I do really think this is a masterpiece. I think Coco Mademoiselle is just such an iconic classic masterpiece, and I love it. If you like the original Coco Mademoiselle, give the Intense version a try. It's not as citrusy in the opening. It still has citruses for sure. It's not quite as citrusy though, and it is a little bit deeper and darker, a little bit richer. I wouldn't say the performance is any better. They're both amazing performance. Beast mode. Definitely gonna smell this on you all day long. You don't want to overspray this one. I think that is one of the complaints of people who do not like Coco Mademoiselle, is that we tend to overspray this fragrance and it can be like in your face. So I try to keep the sprays down to, you know, not too much, but I just absolutely love this one. And yeah, it's just not as citrusy, and it definitely has more vanilla, and it has a lot more patchouli in the base as well. So that is by Chanel. That is Coco Mademoiselle Intense. All right, up next we have Apple. Now, Angel Share, you know, that smells like apple pie, but it doesn't actually have apple in it, so that one I didn't, you know, choose for apple. This one actually has the note of apple in it, and this is by Nobile 1942, and this is the Danza Libellule or something. I always try to pronounce it, but I don't think I ever get it right. The Dance of the Dragonflies is what it translates to, and this is such a gorgeous apple scent. I love this perfume. And this is such an easy reach for me. This smells like an apple turnover, but then it also has kind of a shampoo-y vibe. I get like apple shampoo and apple turnover together. It's got musk and there's apple, there's coconut in here. It's not an overly strong fragrance, but there is a little bit, there's warmth to it for sure. There's a little bit of cinnamon in here, but not over the top. So I kind of get this like apple crisp, apple turnover vibe, but it doesn't smell full on gourmand to me because I definitely pick up that like clean musky vibe in here as well. It's very sweet, but it is not overpoweringly strong or thick or dense, so I feel like you can get away with wearing this. I feel like I could wear this in the spring and summer. I don't know about super hot days, but I feel like because this isn't a super strong fragrance, I might get away with it. I don't know. But I love this one. I wear this one a lot. I sneak this one in because I crave this scent quite often and I think it's beautiful. There is specifically red apple in here, and that is what I pick up in here. I pick up a juicy, sweet red apple, and I love apple in my perfumes. So this is just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And you know, when I first got this one, I was not happy with the performance, but as I've let it settle, it does perform better. It's not a beast, but at least I get a pretty decent scent bubble around me now, and I think it's super enjoyable. So that is by Nobile 1942, The Dance of the Dragonflies. I'm not going to try to pronounce that again. All right, up next we have boozy notes like cognac and rum. I'm just going to put cognac and rum together. Those are my two favorite boozy notes in a fragrance. There are other boozy notes that can be in a fragrance, but typically I don't like it, like whiskey, things like that. So I'm just going to say cognac and rum. Those are my two favorite. I know cognac and rum are not the same. I think cognac is what, like a brandy? I'm just going to put them together in this category. Now, like I said, Angel Share is my favorite perfume in my collection, so technically Angel Share would fit in here, but since I already talked about Angel Share in the cinnamon category, I'm going to go to this one. This is by Scents of Wood, and this is Plum in Cognac. This is just such a gorgeous fragrance. I got a decant of this, and I wasn't sure how I was going to feel because I thought maybe it would be too masculine, but it's not. This is a perfect unisex fragrance, and this is a decadent, gorgeous, mind-blowingly good fragrance. So this has a lot of notes in it, but what I get are the top notes, and I really don't smell anything else. So this has plum. I definitely get plum in here, but this is like a sweet, juicy, ripe plum. Not overly ripe. I don't like overly ripe fruits, especially dark fruits, because I feel like they smell rotten. This is just a perfectly sweetened, dark, juicy plum. And then there's cinnamon in here, there is rum, and there is vanilla. I cannot wait to wear this in the fall and winter. I feel like this is too thick and dense for spring and summer right now, but as soon as fall and winter hits, I am going to be so in the mood for this. This is a very boozy fragrance. So if you do not like rum and cognac, because I think it has, no, it just has rum. It's called Plum in Cognac. I don't know, I'm looking at the notes on Fragrantica, so it's probably cognac. But anyway, all I know is this is an extremely boozy fragrance, and you have to be into that in order to enjoy this fragrance. But oh, I just love it. I think it is so, so good. So that is by The Scents of Wood, Plum in Cognac. All right, up next we have lime. I am so into lime fragrances right now. I cannot get enough. My favorite lime fragrance, hands down in my collection, is by Simone Andreoli, Malibu Party in the Bay. Now listen, this is not going to be for everyone, okay? The lime in here is not playing around. Like, it will drop kick you in the face. You have got to like lime. If you don't like lime, you're not gonna like this. It is extremely lime centric, but it smells like sweet, sweet lime. Like I picture sugar and lime together whenever I smell this. There is sugar in the note breakdown of this as well. So I get the sugar and the lime. There's also coconut in here, but the lime is definitely stronger than the coconut. It's very beachy, tropical without it being sunscreeny. The coconut's not sunscreeny at all. It smells more like a foodie coconut than a sunscreen coconut. It smells like a drink. It smells like a lime, sugary, coconut, Malibu rum. I just think it is amazing. It is super, super good performance. It will take you through the entire day, and this just screams summer to me, and I just love it so, so much. So if you like lime and you're not afraid of strong lime, again, test this before you get it because it's not going to be for everyone. But it seems like those who love this perfume love it. And then, you know, for some people, it's just too much lime. So test it first, but I adore it. That is by Simone Andreoli, Malibu Party in the Bay. All right, this next one is orange. So I love orange, and I love orange in my perfumes in all different kinds of ways. Orange is really done differently. Orange can come off as very citrusy. Sometimes it's really, really sweet. Sometimes it's more of like foodie. You know, it's kind of hard to say, and it really doesn't seem to matter how orange is put in a fragrance. I seem to just love it. And my very favorite perfume, and this is a close top favorite, like it's up there with Angel Share. Not quite beating Angel Share, but it is up there for me. I love this fragrance. This is by Milano Fragranze, and this is Panettone. So the orange that's in here, there's bitter orange, and then there's mandarin orange in here as well, and I pick up a lot of the orange in this fragrance. I've never actually had Panettone, but it tastes like this. I'm in. I'm gonna like it. So panettone is an Italian dessert. It's like an Italian bready sweet bread, I believe. But I smell the orange in here a lot. That is the first thing that hits me, is the orange. And it's like a delicious, yummy, mouth-watering orange. Oh my God, it smells so good. And then it also smells like there's some other type of like dark fruit in here, but I don't see it in the note breakdown. So I'm not sure where I'm getting that from, but I get a lot of orange, and I get a lot of, it almost kind of smells like maybe raisins or like dark plum, something along those lines. But like I said, there's nothing like that in the note breakdown from what I can see. There is ginger in here, and I definitely pick up the ginger. It's spicy, it's sweet, it's orange, it's fruity, and it smells like a sweet, delicious fruit bread. You have to be okay with smelling like food because this is very realistic to food, and it is very, very, very gourmand. This is a very realistic foodie gourmand, but it's not too much. It's not too sweet. It has a bready quality to it. I think it's the Immortelle that's in here. It has this like bready quality to it that doesn't, you know, make it too much, too sickeningly sweet. It's sweet though. Don't get me wrong, but it's delicious, and I just cannot get enough of this fragrance. I think it smells incredible. It makes me want to just eat my own arm off every time I wear it, and it makes me actually physically hungry. And I think it is just a fantastic fragrance. So that is by Milano Fragranze, Panettone. All right, guys, last but certainly not least, and like I said, I have so many other notes. I have a huge list of my favorite notes. I could do a part 2. If you're interested in seeing a part 2, let me know in the comment section. I can definitely do that for you guys. But the last note I'm going to talk about is marshmallow. And this is new to my collection, but it has quickly become a favorite of mine. My favorite marshmallow scent in my collection is by Kilian, and this is Princess. The marshmallow in the dry down of this perfume is outstanding. It comes through as actual fluffy, sweet, delicious marshmallows on my skin, and I love it so, so much. But it's not over the top for me. It's not too sweet for me because it kind of gets toned down. There's lemon in the opening. There's some ginger. It kind of gives it a freshness. The ginger and lemon kind of make me think of springtime. And then there is also a green tea note in here that I feel like kind of offsets the sweetness just a little bit so that it's not too much. But then in the base, you've got vanilla and you've got a lot of marshmallow, and it is so delicious, and I love it. I get okay performance out of this one. It's not super loud, but I don't get horrible performance. That's actually why I waited so long to test this one, is because so many people said they got bad performance out of this one, but I get pretty decent. It's not super loud, but I can smell it on me, and I just think it is delicious. So if you like marshmallow fragrances, you definitely need to check this one out. This is by Kilian Princess. All right, you guys, and that is it for today's video. Those are some of my favorite notes in perfumery and the perfumes that have that said note. And I would love to hear from you. Let me know what you think of these fragrances. What are some of your favorite notes? What do you get the most excited about when you see it in a perfume note breakdown? Let me know in the comment section. I love to hear from you guys. If you liked this video and you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I hope everybody is having a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!